This world is built off collaboration.
Profound experiences.
Create as scientists.
Putting yourself out there where we can do something new.
It's really beautiful.
How do you not want to be a part of that? Hello, Brad.
Hello, Raquel. How are you?
I'm very well. It is lovely to see you.
It's my pleasure.
Yeah.
As always.
Yeah, definitely. So how was ECLA?
ECLA was, if I could look at one word, I would probably say it's reinforcing. I've always looked at leadership not as someone who's in a hierarchical position or someone who's even in a position of necessarily power, but someone who's in a position to bring the best out of other people.
Yeah.
Someone who not only encourages other people to be great, but also has a vision where it allows other people to be great inside of it.
Yeah.
But what I realized is that it's not necessarily being there to shine brighter than everyone else, but everyone brings their own unique temperature. Everyone brings their own unique light. And once you become comfortable with that and realize that someone else's light isn't necessarily dimming yours, then you really start to gain a lot from it. And I think that's probably really the atmosphere that really started to permeate that group. I really like to think myself, to borrow from Kendrick Lamar, as an antisocial extrovert.
Yes, you were saying that.
And I say that because it takes me a little time to warm up to people. And then once I engage with them, I'm really all in. But what you find is that it's a lot easier to do that when you have other individuals who help you to untap that potential, help you to unlock that comfort level. And in ECLA, you have a range of people who are extroverts and introverts, and some people who process things a little more differently. And we feed off of one another. We fed off of one another, and that really helped me out.
And I understood that started before the 2-day as well as at the 2-day.
It really started, we had peer mentoring groups before the in-person 2-day meeting, and those were eye-opening because you realize that a lot of people may have been struggling with things that you may have been struggling with.
Yes.
And oftentimes we're trained to think that we have to do everything alone. Particularly at the time, I was going through a PhD, a doctoral program, and we were being taught, you must do everything. You must do it by yourself, when in reality, this world is built off collaboration. And it helped us to realize that we are sufficient in what we want to do. We just have to realize that we have the potential to actually carry it out.
Cool. So what was different then about being in person?
The in-person meeting, I think, was vital because it allowed you, one, to engage with individuals who you may not have had the opportunity to engage with beforehand. Yeah. But it also allows you to realize how difficult it is for us to put out our boundaries when you're around other people.
Yes.
You could have the smaller groups, but it's different when you meet them in person. I know a lot of people probably go through that even in online dating right now.
Exactly what I was thinking about. We've talked for months and now we've got to meet.
But this is awkward, right? But I think that was one of the benefits of the improv is that it really utilized humor and physical interaction to really break down some of the barriers that we kind of put up there unconsciously a lot of times, the biases that we hold against one another. We were able to remove those and really get down into the commonalities that we shared. Yeah,
I think you said earlier something about it got rid of excuses.
Yeah.
Do you remember? I don't remember exactly what the excuses
because
were.
And this goes back to the biases and things that we're comfortable with. We tell ourselves what we think other people are like. We tell them we tell ourselves what we think that they want from us. Yes. In reality, if we were to strip all those away, those are really just excuses for us to stop engaging with people. And once you do begin to engage with individuals, you realize that they're a lot more like you than you thought.
Yeah. I'm just thinking about all the ways of what my own excuses are, right? Which is like, I don't have the right words. I'm not going to remember the right script. I'm going to, there's just different elements that get in the way of showing up and being human with each other.
Absolutely. And it really comes down to self-sufficiency in a way, in that we want to feel like we can do it all at all times, and we really don't need anyone else. Yeah. But life is so much easier when you actually operate on the community level mindset. Right. I'm a big proponent of being comfortable in what you know, recognizing and also being comfortable with what you don't know, but then realizing that there are experts out there who, if you need to know something, be comfortable with going to them to figure it out.
Right. I think that's the beauty of part of the work with ECLA is, as you were saying, and Becky in our other conversation, is You get to meet people who are from such different backgrounds that you have an opportunity, having built a relationship, to now ask them questions. When you don't know how to do it, get help.
Sure.
Right? Which is what you were just, what I'm
Absolutely.
hearing you saying is like, we learned that we could actually get help from others, even as we're advancing ourselves in terms of leadership.
Right, and I think that's the important part with becoming a leader is that you realize that there's no possible way that you can be an expert on everything that you will need in order to either develop the best product, to
Right.
develop to facilitate the best program,
Yeah.
or even to create the best science. And the great thing is that you don't have to be.
Yeah, no, I appreciate your speaking to that importance of the community and the collective growth in leadership.
Yeah, and I want to make sure that for anyone who's actually watching this, you do have to focus on your craft. You,
That's not separate.
You
No.
have to become very
Right.
good at what you're doing,
Yeah.
but you also have to recognize that while you're becoming very good at what you're doing, someone else is doing the same at what they're doing. And when
Yes.
and when you identify that you have a need, don't be afraid to reach out to them. The worst thing they can do is tell you no, and then you'll find someone else who actually will tell you yes.
Thank you for participating in ECLA and for continuing to grow as a leader. I think the importance of the leadership, again, one of the things I liked about the AMS as a whole and what I'm learning about it and the academy is this real push for the social and scientific leadership. And that the things that you've been speaking to of how to lead are a key component to that, and that you got to deepen that in the academy, and that I got to play any part in that is awesome.
I will say that a component of anything that's going to be in motion, and what you're talking about is we're moving toward a leadership-driven AMS's energy, and that's what you brought to that ECLA. And that energy, I think, really propelled us forward. And like I said before, it kind of brought down our walls to let us get to what some people will call our authentic selves.
Very good. I'm glad to have helped make that happen and have met a very lovely antisocial extrovert.
Well, who knows what it's going to bring later on today, but you got me right now, but I thank you again for the opportunity.
You're welcome.